Hey guys, this is Sergeant Phoenix back in the action, and today this is another deck profile. I have done one before on a Wave of Light deck. A friend of mine tore apart and put that together, but he got rid of some of the cards, so I had to put in some. He didn't want it anymore, he gave it to me, so I got this one as well. This is another deck another friend got me. I have no idea what it is. Literally, it was just covered up in paper and stuff, so I have no idea what deck it is. He said it would be a surprise. He said it's Dark Attribute, and I do like Dark Attribute cards. And he said he got it off eBay for like a good fair amount, and it got for a decent amount. You know, not really expensive, but it's a good practice deck to use if you want to learn how to use Xyz. Apparently Xyz and a little, and I don't know what it means. So let's have a look. I put it here, I don't know what it is. So it is Evil Swarms. Okay. I actually got a few Evil Swarms in there. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so the first card is Evil Swarm Golem. I already know this card. Once per turn, you can target a level 5 or higher non-dark monster on the field. Destroy that target. Evil Swarm Corpelia. Cannot be special summoned. When this card leaves the field because of your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, you can target one basic monster your opponent controls. Take control of that target until the end of the next set. Until your next end phase. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 Evil Swarm Mandragoras. And if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. So if my opponent has 3, I can practically summon 3 of these, because doesn't say I can only activate it once. I have 3 Evil Swarm Kedoses. You contribute this card to target one spell or trap card on your opponent controls. Destroy that target. 3 Zahawks. And when this face-up card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle, and it was faced at the start of the damage step, or by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, tap one special summon level 5 or higher monster on the field, destroy that target. Okay. 2 Evil Swarm Salamandras. Up to twice per turn, you can banish one monster from your graveyard. This card gains 300 attack until the end of your turn. So you'd gain 600, giving it technically a total of 2450. Next we have Evil Swarm Resvelg. I don't know. It's a flip and target one face card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. That could work. You know, targeting's not exactly something that's good anymore. Evil Swarm Thunderbird. I know this one. I have it. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, except during the damage step, you can banish this card you control during the end phase, during the next standby phase. Return this card banished by this effect to the field, and if you do it gains 300 attack, you can only use the effect of this though once per turn. Evil Swarm Azathoth, I think it's pronounced. And it's a flip. Target one special summon monster in the field, shuffle that target into the deck. Evil Swarm Oblowisp. After damage calculation, if this card battles in a monster, negate the effect of the monster, including in the graveyard. Dark Crusader. A card in one of the very first cards, Dark Attribute cards I started using in my youth. You can send one dark monster from your hand to the graveyard. This card gains 400 attack. Karibo. An original, again in everyone's childhood youth. During your opponent's turn at damage calculation, you can discard this card and you take no battle damage this turn. It's a quick effect. Phantom of Chaos, interesting. Your opponent takes no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Once per turn, you can target one effect monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and if you do, until the end phase this card's name and original attack becomes that monster's name and original attack. And replace this effect with the monster original effect. You must control this face-up card to activate and to resolve this effect. Dark Griever, that's good. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one level 5 or higher dark monster. Once per turn, you can discard one dark monster, send one dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. And that works well with a Layer of Darkness deck. I have it in my own personal deck. Boaba Boom. Interesting. Someone would put this in the card. If this card is normal special summon, you can draw one card. Then place one card from your hand either on the top or the bottom of your deck. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon any number of these from the deck. Would have been better if you had 3 of them. Card Guard. Oh, Predapons as well. If this card is normal, special summon, place one guard counter on it. If this card gains 300 attack for each guard counter on it. Once per turn, you can target one other face-up monster you control. Remove one guard counter on this, and if you do, place one guard counter on that target. If that card would ever be destroyed, remove one guard counter from it instead. Okay. And we have the 2 Predapons. Okay, these are... So there must be a fusion system put in here as well. Because this one, when it's special summoned from an effect of a Predaplant monster, you can add a polymerization spell card or fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per duel, so it's best if you have one of those. Predaplant Orpheus Scorpio. If this card is normal special summon, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one Predaplant monster from your deck, except Predaplant, this one. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it's interesting someone would put them, so it has fusion support, best guess. Let's have a look. Pot of Duality. And this card, if you excavate the top 3 cards from your deck, add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back to the deck. So, you shuffle the rest back in the deck. You can only use the effect of this once per turn, and you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. Pot of Dichotomy. At the start of the main phase 1, target 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard, shuffle all 3 of them into the deck, then draw 2 cards. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Monster Reborn. Target a monster on our player's graveyard, special summon it. Swords of Concealing Light. And when this card resolves, all monsters your opponent controls when this card is activated are changed to face down defense position. Monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. Destroy this card during your second standby phase after activation. Darkhold, this destroys all monsters on the field. Ribbon of Rebirth. During the end phase, if the equipped monster was destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard this turn, special summon it from the graveyard to your side of the field. Foolish Burial. This puts a monster from your deck to the graveyard. Soul Charge. This is banned. This is a banned card, so for anyone comments down, that's a banned card. I already know it's banned, but I didn't. But again, I've not made this deck. Somebody else made. Friend got it off eBay and a while back, and then he doesn't want it, so he gave it to me for nothing. And Soul Charge is an alright card. Target any number of monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, and if you do, you lose 1,000 life points for each monster special summoned by this effect. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn that you activate this card, and you can only use this once per turn. Smashing Ground. A simple card, pretty much. Destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest defense. If it's a tie, you choose polymerization, so that's the fusion. There's your fusion support. Ah, interesting. 2-dimensional reflectors, and in very neat condition, I might say. Surprised I didn't keep these. I could put these in a Yugi deck I'm working on. Activate this card by banishing 2 monsters you control. Then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon this card in attack position as an effect monster, spellcaster type, dark, level 4, attack and defense, with the attack and defense equal to that face-up monster's attack. This card is also still a trap card. If this monster is summoned this way, inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's attack. And I know this, it was used on Dark Side of Dimensions when a Tem used it against Kaiba, but then Kaiba managed to counter it. Miracle Locus. Target one face-up attack position monster you control. Your opponent draws 1 card. Also, that monster gains a 1000 attack until the end of this turn. And if it does, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during the battle phase this turn. If it attacks or is attacked this turn, your opponent takes no battle damage from that attack. Rigoki Break. Discard 1 card, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. A card you never see get used. Side effects. Your opponent draws 1 or 3 cards, then you gain 2,000 life points per card they drew with this effect. So my opponent drew 3, I'd gain 6,000. And here's the link. I was wondering if they put a link in. Steel Swarm Origin. And this needs 2 evilswarm monsters. And I need to, read up close. While this card is in your extra monsters, is in the extra monster zone, if a monster would be special summoned from the extra deck to the main monster zone, it must be summoned to the zone this card points to, while this card points to a monster. Neither player can target it with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Once per turn, when a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can special summon level 4 or lower evilswarm monster from your deck in defense position up to the number destroyed. Not a very decent strategy, but it looks like that's the only link. And they go, Starving Venom Fusion, so here's your fusion. This needs 2 monsters on the field except tokens, so that would work. If this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to one opponent's special summon monster until the end of this turn. Once per turn, you can target a level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls. Until the end of this turn, this card's name becomes that monster's original name, and replace this effect with the monster's original effect. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all your opponent's special summon monsters. Next we have, and I just saw them, almost the entire evilswarm family. We're only missing one of them, I can tell, Bahamut, as a leak of it. And let's have a look. So the first one is Nightmare, evilswarm Nightmare. It needs 2 level 4 dark monsters. When your opponent special summons a monster except during this damage step, you can detach 1 material from this card, change that special summon monster to face down defense position. Evilswarm Phantos. And 2 level 4 dark monsters. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card. This face-up card is unaffected by other monster effects this turn. Evilswarm Extinction Knight. I do think this one's banned if my memory serves me right. Right, there's a bit of her in it. 2 level 4 monsters. Once per chain during your main phase of your opponent's battle phase. During your main phase or your opponent's battle phase. If your opponent has more total cards in their hand and field than you do, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy all other cards on the field. Also, your opponent takes no further damage this turn. Evilswarm of Iron. And this card, and honestly, you'll need more evilswarm cards though if you're gonna put this one in this kind of deck. The reason is it needs 2 evilswarm monsters, 2 level 4s. While this card has Xyz materials, level 5 or higher monsters cannot be special summoned. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card. Add an infestation spell card. Add an infestation spell card from your deck to your hand. Sorry, it's not an evilswarm, it's a infestation card. I always thought it was evilswarm. I don't have that one, so I never knew about it. I heard about it, but I always heard it was an evilswarm it added. At least I learned something then. And here's the badass, or the most powerfulest one, Ouroboros. And the condition, perfect. Honestly though, look at that detail. You can't say it's not a beautiful card. And take it from someone who loves fiends and his dark monsters is beautiful. And its effect. 3 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card. Then activate one of these effects. Each effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. The first one, target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Second one, send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. And the third, and the last but third, target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish that target. And I'll put them back here. Now, looking at this deck, it does seem like a powerful deck. I won't say like beyond powerful, but it seems like a strong deck to use against certain other decks. So, giving this a grade, as a profiler as well as a duelist who hunted down duelists in high school, I would give this 7, maybe a 6, maybe a 6.5 best get. The reason I'm giving that, because it would be strong against certain decks. It's not really built for a extra deck format because of this. But if you add in some really good monsters that'll work with it. If you added in like links, if you added in like more of the evil swarms into it, it might be able to work properly. Because on the dual Legacy of the Duelist, I built my own Evil Swarm deck, but instead of using the extra deck Evil Swarms, I used the Chaos number cards from the Barian Emperors, 101 to 107, including number Chaos 5, as well as Chaos Xyz Barian Hope. So, again, it does seem like an alright. I give it 6.5. Dual Academy standards, I give it possibly a raw yellow. Because you have your Slipers, raws and yellow, so it's between the middle, I'd say. So, that's it so that is this deck profile for today, and that'll be my last one for a little bit until I can get more decks built up. And the next one I'm working on is the Knights of Hanoi, which should be complete in the matter of 2 to 3 days when my deliveries from eBay arrive. So until then, this is Sergeant Phoenix, over and out.